Just when tech enthusiasts thought iOS 17 was going to be a dull release, industry guru Mark Gurman has announced a dramatic turnaround. In a surprise twist, Gurman revealed that the iOS 17 update will include some of the most requested features. The anticipation is now higher than ever for the next iOS release, and in this video, we'll demonstrate just how mind-blowing the new iOS 17 features will be. Numerous timers. If you are an iPhone user, there's a good chance you've used the timer feature available within the Clock app. If so, you've also realized that the iPhone only allows you to use a single timer at a time. One of the most significant and unexpected additions to watchOS 8 was the ability to set multiple timers. However, even with iOS 16, there is still only room for one timer on the iPhone, so we are sure the iOS 17 update will give the room to set multiple timers.
I hope so too.
Considering that the Apple Watch also supports multiple timers, iOS restriction on this feature makes little sense. If Apple is serious about implementing some of the most requested features, then multiple timers will come with the arrival of the iOS 17 update. The upcoming iOS 17 update will give us options for numerous timers. Regarding options, another critical feature users of iPhone will agree needs to be given options is the volume slider. Hopefully, the iOS 17 will bring massive volume rocker options to our table. We will talk about this soon, so stay tuned. Home screen freedom. With iOS 14, Apple finally allowed customers to personalize their home screens. Nevertheless, we still can't rearrange the order of app icons on the home screen, but the iOS 17 update will change this soon.
I cannot wait.
Have you realized this? When creating a home screen on iOS, the first app you add to a new page will stay in the upper left corner, which is one of the most challenging places for users to access. Users of Android phones will testify that Android apps can be positioned anywhere you choose on the grid, such as toward the bottom, where they are simpler to use one-handedly. We need to see some of these in iOS 17 feature, and it will be soon enough. It's about time Apple stopped making us scroll left to right and up and down the home screen to access our apps, and instead, they should let us set them wherever we want with the iOS 17 upgrade. Let us choose our starting point. We deserve this, Apple. It's not just iOS 17. You deserve the best of everything.
Life keeps getting better and better.
You deserve to watch great videos with great content. And this is the channel to give you that feeling. So subscribe to this channel and get access to all our incredible videos. Volume slider. Moving on, we've experimented with Android phones and found that in many ways it outperforms iOS, most notably in the area of volume controls. Still, we are accepting the iOS 17 update to override this story. Let's look at this instance when you activate the volume button on a smartphone like the Samsung Galaxy S23. You can tap the volume slider to expand it into separate sliders for the system, alerts, Bixby voice, ringtone, and media right. However, on iOS, the volume controls primarily impact the overall volume level. Sound and haptics is the only place in the Settings app where you may modify the ringtone and alert volume separately. But the iOS 17 update will change all these soon. At this point, Apple should take a cue from Android and provide a slider when adjusting the volume that opens up to 5 or 6 separate volume sliders for us to play with. Every iOS 17 user would benefit significantly from this improvement, as the existing system is too rigid. Alternative app stores. European companies have until 2024 to meet the requirements of the forthcoming Digital Markets Act, DMA. Big IT firms will have to open up their platforms to other app stores so that users have more options.
I like to have options.
Apple will finally allow us to use other stores other than Apple's to download apps onto our iPhones. The iOS 17 update will let developers go this path, and they can offer customers an option that doesn't involve going via the App Store.
That's very convenient.
In a press release issued by the European Commission via their website, Executive Vice President Margrethe Vestager stated, "The DMA will change the digital landscape profoundly." With it, the EU is taking a proactive approach to ensuring fair, transparent, and contestable digital markets. A small number of large companies hold significant market power in their hands. Gatekeepers enjoying an entrenched position in digital markets will have to show that they are competing fairly. By this, Apple must abide by the new rules and compete fairly by allowing users to download apps from alternative stores.
Fair and square.
If you are happy the iOS 17 update will allow you to download apps outside Apple's App Store, then like this video to this new iOS 17 edition. Notification management. Have you noticed this situation? If you enable notifications on iOS, you will receive alerts for every action taken within an app unless you change the app's notification settings. However, even that depends on the programmer. With Android, you can fine-tune the specifics of how an app notifies you. When it comes to alerts, Apple uses banners, and more banners, but we believe the iOS 17 will smooth things out soon. Indeed, you can stack all of your notification banners on the lock screen and notification center, but when you enlarge the center, all of those banners take up a lot of room. If you get a lot of notifications, it can be unpleasant to scroll through so many banners. Yet again, iOS 17 update may bring us that single agenda-style list view for notifications. Notifications on iOS have seen some improvements, but they still lag far behind Android's. It would be great if Apple completely rethought notifications in iOS 17 to make them more simplified and effective. The incoming iOS 17 upgrade may even give us the option to dismiss notifications without many touches and also revisit previously dismissed alerts. We're excited to see all the iOS 17 features and how drastically the iOS 17 will change our iPhone this year. With WWDC just around the corner, we certainly won't have to wait too long to have all these mind-blowing iOS 17 features at our fingertips. If you want to have a feel of more features coming up on the iOS 17, then check out this video, iOS 17 Features Leaks, 7 Key Changes.